Oh, okay. So do you guys want to introduce yourself?
Sure.
I'm Lewis.
I'm Kevin.
Nice to meet you guys. We're Fake Shark Girl Zombie. I'm actually Kevin.
I'm actually Lewis, and we're actually from Vancouver.
That's true.
So how's the tour going?
It's been going really well.
It's been amazing. We're actually sad that it's almost over.
Mhm.
There's 3 more shows, and in two or 3 days we're back in Vancouver. We're not excited to go back for the reason that we wish we could do this for a few more months.
Is there music playing?
Yeah.
Is that the background music?
Is that,
you always do
Something
background
like
music to the
that
interview?
Is that Weezer featuring the Muppets?
No, but it was Porking Beans, so it was music.
Oh, wow.
Speaking his language.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Before we get off on a Weezer tangent, the tour has been awesome, and we don't want it to end.
Yeah.
It's like every day we actually keep saying like, oh, I could just keep doing this.
Absolutely.
Like, let's do another month. Let's do
Let's do
another
another
month.
Totally do another month. Maybe
Just
go to the
one more.
States.
Yeah.
Look at all that candy in there. You guys know whose candy that is?
No.
Could be our candy.
Oh, that's
That's true.
That is true.
That's a good point.
that is a good point.
I do anything there's not a sign saying I can't do.
What if it's, special candy?
Special? What would make it special? Sugar
You
free?
don't want to know why it's special?
Sugar free, that's opposite of
That's-
special.
Well, it's pretty specialized for those people who love candy. but
See,
don't
when I
like
think
sugar.
special, I think good. And you saying there's no sugar in the candy makes it less special. So it should be called unspecial candy.
I don't see how it can be defined as candy if it doesn't have
Yeah.
sugar.
That's
It's just gelatin at that point.
No, there's alcohol-free beer. It's like all the same.
That's not special. Is it?
It's for a specialized market.
Right. Okay.
okay.
Can we answer that question?
Yeah. What's the best or coolest thing about being in specifically your band?
We are the freaks on this tour, easy.
Yeah. The best and coolest thing is kind of seeing people always be surprised
Yeah.
when we show up. We're always like a little bit shocked and kind of like fighting their own like
Taste.
repulsion. They should be like, I don't know what's happening. It's like all of a sudden their parts of their bodies just get taken over
true.
by us.
Sometimes mine. But
Oh,
the
yeah.
thing is
Does
that
get me on stage?
I do this. Matt's been doing this too. But we are right between 2 bands that are pretty straightforward. And we're the weirdos, and it's always been that way, and it will always be that way. So,
In your school, so.
Yeah.
Song about it. Want to hear it? Go.
On Wikipedia.
What?
Sorry, my Spanish is acting up.
Okay.
On Wikipedia, your band is listed as freak pop. What exactly is that? Like, how would you
Wikipedia
define
is
it?
horribly inaccurate all the time, especially about me and it. I don't know who made my page, but
Our band's picture isn't even our band.
yeah, it's so old.
We don't. Anyone who's watching, if you know how to like update Wikipedia,
Yeah, can you put like a new
help
one up
us
with
out.
Tony in the picture
Yeah.
at least? If you have time, Jason.
If you have time.
You know what? Although I just said that about Wikipedia, I think that's an okay description for our band.
Yeah.
People always ask us, the 2 most common questions we get in interviews are, where did your band name come from, and what genre of music are you? And I don't know how to answer it either.
But freak pop is finally the most digestible, I think.
Yeah.
We write, some
It's
normal
catchy.
songs. They're catchy.
It's catchy.
I won't deny there's some catchiness, but then there's also the getting weird part.
Yeah.
So there we
No
go.
matter how normal I try to write music, it always ends up sort of strange. like on Jessica Lee's album, because I wrote some with her, my songs in there are the bizarre ones. Like there's a song called Hey Ya, and it's already an Outkast song, so we got that going for it. It just ends up that way. So no matter how normal I try to do, I can't do it.
Do you know any other bands that are like you guys?
No.
MSI.
Mindless Self-Indulgence are sort of like that. They're a big influence on us, and we've toured with them and their friends. They're a lot more techno than we are.
Yeah.
We don't have any techno in our stuff.
Isn't Gaga freak pop?
Gaga could be free pop. I like that. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of hers. Our hair is the same color, so there's that. I saw her. Well, I was just in LA and I saw her in a comic book store, and I didn't say anything because I didn't want to.
Were you starstruck?
No, I wasn't starstruck. I just was like, oh, that's cool. I just want to see what she was buying, and I didn't want to meet her that way, you know? Yeah, so I was just like,
You just
cool.
wanted to like see where she was at in a comic book game.
She's buying a
See if
bunch
she had a
of.
better comic book game than you.
She kind of did. I mean, she had more pretentious comic book game than me.
Really?
She had all this Japanese stuff. And me being quarter Japanese, I felt ashamed of myself, not knowing what it was.
You're like, I can't even remember. That's crap.
You read it this way. I'm reading an article on Bill Burr right now. Lewis and I love Bill Burr. He was just here.
And like this, I'm drinking a Shamrock Shake from.
It's not a Shamrock Shake.
Totally.
It's not a Shamrock Shake.
That's from Jugo Jamba.
I asked him to put my Shamrock Shake in a Jugo juice cup, so it looks like I'm
Now he's gonna go to the gym and pretend he's not having Shamrock Shake. Run on the treadmill, drinking milkshake.
I just turned it all the way up, but I put my feet on the edges, so it's going really fast.
Feeling
and
real
then I was like,
good.
ooh, man, this is a good workout.
And it works. Look at this girlish figure. That answer your question?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
You did a few collabs online. Who did you work with and why?
We wanted to make a party record, and those are the people that RSVP'd.
Oh.
So, speaking of mindless self-indulgence, Jimmy Urine is on there. It's a big influence on me, especially. His vocals and how he can switch genres vocally many times in the song. It's been a huge thing for me. Henry Rollins is on there. He's a fan of our band, and I just used clips of him talking about us on the radio, sort of making fun of us. Just used it as interludes. Steve Bays from Hot Hot Heat and Mounties is on.
Yes. Go
You're giving a
Mounties.
thumbs up right now.
Because it's Mounties.
Yeah, they're label mates of ours, and we're friends with those guys too.
Yeah.
Ryan Dahl, who's in Mounties, and he's in a band called Woodlifter. He played on our record too. Who else is on it? Adeline, she's a singer from Toronto I really love. Her record's really great. Care Failure from Die Mannequin.
You're forgetting.
I love Die Mannequin. They're like one of my favorite Canadian bands.
And Annie Vice is on
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
He makes
yeah.
fun of me. It's everyone just going to make fun of me. Matt Webb and Brett from
Oh yeah.
yeah, they make fun of us. It's good. It's like we want to make a record in the vein of like Ill Communication by the Beastie Boys or Love Below by Outkast, where it's a long play record. It has lots of different styles. It's fun to listen to at a party. So that was what we did.
Speaking about different styles, you can tell that there's a difference between Moving People is Terrible and Liar.
Mhm.
How did this difference in sound come about?
It was quite a long time. Like
Yeah.
that was like more than 4 years of difference. And right after Meeting Feels Terrible, like Kevin wrote a lot, and then we wrote a lot as a band. And then our band sort of changed.
Mhm.
And so the other two guys that used to be in our band like left and started their own band. So there's a big difference.
Totally
there.
different.
So then it just went back to being like when we first started our band, we just both write parts and
Yeah.
then send each other parts and put them together.
Yeah.
And this was more like, especially like that, like I was on tour with another band, so Kevin would send me songs, so he'd like recorded his demos for it, and I'd be like, this is awesome, and then the next day I like check my email and there'd be another one, I'm like, this is awesome. And yeah, this album has like 18 songs, but it could have been like 35.
Yeah. I mean, literally, I wrote at a certain point an album worth of material and threw it out. But the first song that I think I demoed and sent to you was Give Me Those Teeth.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Lou played in Hot Hot Heat, so he was on tour for like a year in the States with them.
Yeah, and I actually played here in like the cafeteria downstairs at the university. And I remember while we were playing, the guitar player was like, "Man, I always thought one day we'd get to play the Jamba Juice," which is the American version. Even though he was American and he was saying it was fun.
Yeah.
I know that you wrote the score for Last Flowers.
Yeah.
How is writing for film different?
Dig.
That's a
Writing
deep
for
pull.
Yeah, good dig.
Wow.
Good.
Maybe our Wikipedia is just really out of date and it doesn't have all the newer
It doesn't have American Mary or anything. How is it different?
Yeah.
That was interesting because the director and writer of that film, his name's C.J. Wallace, he was in Toronto filming it And typically the way the scoring will go is they'll send you what are called dailies, where they'll send you bits of film that you can write music to. But we didn't have that opportunity because it was all being filmed so quickly, and we had to get it finished for a film festival. So I literally just wrote about 40 pieces of music, and he was shooting to the music, which is the opposite of the way it usually goes. Oddly enough, in my experience, it's been the way it's always gone. Like I've now worked on like 4 or 5 movies, and I work with these girls called the Saska twins a lot. They're these 2 twin girls that make horror films. I did the music for a movie called American Mary, and I wrote a bunch of music for them, and then they shot to it, and that's the opposite of how it usually goes.
Music video.
Yeah. So it works. I mean, it's a different sort of way to do it, but it's easier for me. Yeah, so that's kind of how that ended up working. I can pump out score pieces pretty quickly, a lot quicker than writing songs, because I don't need to think about structure. It's all about supporting the picture. So I want to get more into that. Like I'm doing some new stuff with those girls too. We have a song in their new movie which is called See No Evil 2. Fake Shark has a song, and it's being put up by the WWE wrestling. So look for that next Halloween.
And look up for that.
And we did it with Danny Lohner from 9 Inch Nails. Yeah. Let's go, man.
Good, are you?
Is that your candy in there?
No.
Could be our candy though, right? Yeah, so yeah, it is different. It's a lot different. It's easier in some ways and it's tougher in some ways. Your socks don't match either.
I know
I
for a
think
long
mine
time.
do.
Is that cool if my socks don't match?
Okay, in my defense, I have like 12 of the same sock.
So they might not be the actual original.
Yeah, because I think this one's like a blue bottom one, and this is a pink bottom one. So,
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh.
Can we still be friends?
I guess. The remainder of this interview will be friends.
Right, we'll talk about it after.
Yeah.
No breakups on camera.
Yeah.
Go. It's your-
Oh. Speaking of mistakes, how would you handle a mistake during a performance?
We have people come 100 times a
We
day.
always have them.
Man, it's weird. I've been having weird mistakes too. No one notices, I don't think. But like songs I've never screwed lyrics up to, I did like last night. It's like, that's not a word. What am I talking about right now? And I don't know. If you miss something, I rarely notice it. I'm busy doing my own thing.
Yeah, I started painting gold before the song
Oh, yeah.
started yesterday.
Did notice
and then
that.
I was like, oh, oops. Well, we'll start it again. But it's kind of it is like being really confident. In that regard, was like, I'll just keep going and just be like, still trying to look confident, like, yeah, I got this one. And then the other part, most of the time, it's us just laughing. We all look at each other and start laughing. And
Yeah.
Whatever, let's keep doing it. And
Yeah, it's
our
fun.
band is like really fun and like
Yeah.
laughable on stage anyway. So
Yeah.
like, something like a mistake happens.
It's not, I mean, it's funny, like, when I first started playing music, I don't know if you're the same, especially live, I was petrified of screwing things up on stage. Now when it happens, it's funny to me.
I've almost never been concerned about it. I always thought it was like kind of cool.
Well, it's
to
part
just
of the
be like,
show.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's funny, like,
But I do remember actually like about mistakes, and now it's like starting to haunt me because I remember when I was like, I don't know, a teen, I saw the Offspring play. They
Yeah.
played in Vancouver, and I remember there was like this one solo that I really liked, and then Noodles, the guitar player, went to like stand on the speaker as he's playing the solo, and he started to play it, and he went to stand up and go, gank! And just blew the whole song. And then he just looked down and was like, I remember, you suck, Noodles! You suck! Blew the whole solo. I was waiting this whole song for your solo, and you ruined it.
yeah,
I've never respected the Offspring.
forget it.
Yeah, and then they put out that You Can Do It song, and I was
You're
like,
like,
oh, why bother
You
now?
can't do it, Noodles.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Referencing an Adam Sandler movie.
Oh, yeah. Waterboy. Yeah, does that answer the question?
You can get a Rob Schneider quote in your song, and then you blow the solo.
Maybe he could be on our next record.
Okay. Speaking of performing, what's your favorite song to pull up?
I don't mind. What's yours? Oh man, yeah.
It's a new one.
Yeah.
It's brand new.
My favorite song to play live is Fuck Kitty. It's always the most fun.
It is fun.
It is like, it's kind of when we get to take a break from actually being a rock band, and then we just kind of like interact with each other and with the crowd.
Mhm.
And it almost turns into like a comedy show a little bit. Or
Yeah.
like acting or something. It doesn't feel like playing music anymore, where it's like, it just turns into like,
Yeah.
you know, hanging out.
I like that one. I like Wishbone Star.
Mm-hmm.
And
I always love playing Meaningful. It was like a huge rock song.
yeah, it's all about it. Yeah.
Are those also the songs like your favorite song you've written?
No.
I don't know.
I'm really proud of you.
The way bands work are typically the newest song you've written, you think it's your best song ever. Yeah. So my best song I've ever written is Fighting for Ithaca's album.
Yeah. No.
Just kidding. I think it's funny because like I was just showing Lewis like some songs I co-wrote for this new record I'm producing for the singer named Kate Kurdiak. I love them, but they're so new, so that's part of it. But I also just think it's my best production. So that's the stuff I'm most excited about right now. But for Fake Shark stuff, I don't know what my favorite of our songs is. It's funny.
It always changes.
Well, I will always, from Liar, my favorite will always be Transylvania Bitch, just because I just love how it turned out.
Yeah.
I just love it. It's like, I turned a corner writing it in a sense, because I've always been really, really into hip hop, even as a little kid, and I suppressed it for a long time for our band. I didn't so much on Zebra Zebra, but on Meeting People is Terrible. It's a particularly white record. And Transylvania Bitch allowed me to not care about that anymore.
Yeah.
So that has sentimental value to me. And it's also the first time that for our band that I was consciously putting programming with real instruments together in a way that I found to be cohesive.
The song Jack and Jill on our album was the one where I like, because I'd get like time to just go meet him, go to the studio, and then Kevin would be like writing songs, and I just go in there, just hammer out a bunch of them in a row,
Mhm.
and then 2 days I did 3 songs, and Jack and Jill and
Yes, yes, no, no.
Yes, Yes, No, No were like 2 of the ones that made it on the album, and there's a 3rd song which we still haven't put out yet. But all of those ones, I remember getting in this crazy zone, and those are
Yeah.
all my like proudest moments of guitar playing on the album. They're just like, I felt like I was doing guitar backflips. It was just so much
Yeah.
craziness
It was definitely
in the
a
writing
step up.
process.
It was like a new, I remember thinking like this is new territory for us.
Yeah, so I'm pretty proud of it.
Yeah.
No, it's.
Ask me that pink one.
Oh, okay.
That's the last
I
one.
thought they're all pink ones.
Yeah, they're all pink on
She
yours.
wrote one in there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dude, I'm gonna love
I-
this song.
I thought it said Doug
I thought it
Benson.
said-
You can have
He's a great comedian.
Doug.
Go ahead.
Okay, in your music video for Queen, if you had to choose, what would your drag queen name be?
Oh, mine is, no, his is Darcia. What's mine again? Natalie with, it's spelled like this, so Nataleighh.
Yeah,
Natalie.
Darcia was
Darciehh. Yeah, yeah. I used to play in a dress all the time. I used to
Yeah.
just go on stage every once in a while in our shows and dress like that for fun.
Mhm.
Because we'd be playing with all these tough hardcore
Yeah.
bands, and I hate that. So we'd show up and scare them with our sounds and my sweet legs.
There's lots of those pictures in our new album, Don't Forget.
Yeah, there's a big poster.
Of all our old
Photos of my head bleeding and posters and my sweet legs.
Yeah. Okay, sorry to
That was
disrupt
a-
the flow of your
Your
interview.
question?
But we-
It was her question.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was mine. She told me not to, but I'm too cool for that.
No, there is a question. Maybe it's yours though.
Okay.
Okay, which musicians you look up to? Why?
Man, so many. Lewis and I love, like, we like idolize people.
Yeah.
And like, be like, oh, I'll do something like that. Or,
Yeah, and then
Like-
it changes as soon as you go. Actually, those people who be like, I don't know, I'll never like this person, and then one day you're like, I love them.
Yeah, I do that all the time. Yeah. The list, it could go on forever. Right now I'm really into this drummer, Questlove. He's a drummer for The Roots. He's on Jimmy Fallon. And I'm reading his book right now, and it's so inspiring. It's funny because I thought I was pretty well versed in music, and now I feel like I know nothing after reading this book. So I have to do twice the research, become twice the nerd to equate to Questlove status. Really into him right now. We're all listening to Foster the People right now, the new record. I'm particularly into Lana Del Rey's album right now. As far as idols go, I'm a big Prince fan. I'm a big fan of a guy named Mike Patton who has a whole bunch of bands. I'm a big fan of Mild Self-Indulgence. I'm a big fan of Bad Brains, Black Flag. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. I write with a lot of really talented people. Like, I would not be the writer that I am now if I did not work with Carly Rae Jepsen. Like, she's the quickest, cleverest songwriter I've ever seen in action. She could write an album in a night, it seems like.
Yeah.
So she changed my life working with her. What about you?
Well, we've been getting back to getting in touch with what our first things were that we loved, because it kind of gets you back to this pure creative excitement. So yeah, I've been finally getting to just accept that I love Weezer. I always
Why
have.
did you have to accept that?
Because we were
punk band.
Yeah. Like we were
and
fighting.
we were trying to be really proggy and interesting, and for a long time I was trying to write guitar parts that didn't sound anything like a guitar, that it would just be it needs to sound like a Japanese flute. That was my whole idea.
You did that on Painted Gold.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm getting just accepting stuff like that. And,
Yeah.
John Frusciante is awesome, just such an awesome player. His style is just so cool,
Yeah.
so good. And I really love the Dirty Projectors. It's just a nerdy art band.
Yeah.
But I studied classical guitar, so I just love that classical guitar sound. I try and find a way to just sneak a tasty bit of it into our music.
I've rediscovered my goth roots.
Yeah.
Too. Susan the Banshees is one of my all-time favorite bands. Depeche Mode's newest record I really liked. All that stuff, Jade's Addiction's a big one.
Mm-hmm. You're
Yeah.
cranking Pearl Jam on the
Oh,
bus.
yeah.
We
Jam
watched
and
Pearl Jam, the
20.
20 documentary together. It was
Mhm.
4 in the morning a couple weeks ago. Not even on tour. It was just a random night.
Just
Not the
life-changing.
documentary. We're let's watch it. Neither of us really I got 10. It was one of the first albums I ever got.
I used to hate them, and now
But
I
yeah,
love them.
it was one of the first albums I ever got. And I was still I don't know about this band until a month ago.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then I bought a wah pedal.
Yeah.
Put on everything. We've written a couple new songs, and they have wah pedal.
Yeah.
What instruments do you know how to play, and why did you start playing it?
I play bass and guitar, and I just wanted to. When I was 9, I saw that I found my dad's bass and then he sold it. And then I'd be I want a guitar, I want a guitar, I want a guitar. And he's no, you'll give it up. You won't stick with it. So I kept begging forever, and finally gave in. And I don't know. I just decided that's just what I wanted.
Yeah.
That was it. After seeing it the first time, I was I need to have this thing. And that was pretty much, that was it.
Yeah.
Easy decision.
I play a lot of instruments, but I'm not amazing at any of them. On songs I produce, I'll play almost everything except drums. But I think my first instrument was bass. And I started playing bass when I was 14 because my friends all started a band. They had no bass player. I was I want to be in a band. I'll start playing bass. So that was what I did. And then I got a guitar a couple years after that. And then I very poorly play piano. I'm a good programmer though.
Yeah. Amazing program.
Thank you.
Aww.
What are the top 3 bands you want to do? And they can be any bands, new or old.
Okay.
Live
Alive or Dead? Well, now you're opening it up way too much.
Okay. 1982 Bad Brains.
Have to be early 80s Van Halen.
What about this one? 95, no doubt.
Oh, the No Doubt Weezer tour, just be the opening band on
Yeah,
that tour?
that'd be fun.
Oh man, yeah.
Odd Future, Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah.
I can see you guys touring with me.
I would love to tour with the Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah,
They're
that'd be
killing
fun.
it right now.
Yes.
That'd be
They're
fun.
so awesome.
Yeah, that'd be the most awesome too, right?
That'd be fun.
Yeah. I don't think their fans would get us. Their fans are probably too cool, but or just too normal or something.
Yeah, they're pretty fratty.
Yeah.
We'd have to take out all the weird stuff.
Not everything.
Or do the opposite. Let's be the
I
fools.
would love to play the Gathering of the Juggalos.
Yeah, we probably could.
We just have to.
I know them. We could do it. Although I did throw our Fago out.
I would love to tour with Andrew WK.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah.
Yeah, lots of people.
Just one giant tour of like 20
Yeah.
bands.
Like
I don't
that
like
we
Warped
choose.
Tour.
That we choose. That Lewis would choose.
Yeah, that'd be great.
If you could recommend only one band or musicians to someone, who would it be, and what's the one song you have?
Just.
Yeah, the other one was too broad.
Is this a person that's like been living in a cave where you have to be like,
Do
okay,
you wanna show
there's
them?
the Beatles?
Yeah, yeah, it knows nothing.
Well, then it would obviously be
Music.
Insane Clown Posse. I can't think of any. I don't think I know any songs.
Magnets?
That's not what it's called. That sounds called Miracles.
Right.
That's our answer.
Okay.
Both of us.
Yeah.
It's the best concert you've ever been to.
Well, I'm definitely not gonna say that Offspring concert. Talk about that.
The concert that changed my life was Mindless Self-Indulgence. I saw them, I had to get a fake ID to see them, and there's like 30 people there, and it was the most chaotic, crazy thing I've ever seen. And I didn't know that it could be like that, because the singer is so clever, and I love stand-up comedy, and his stuff on stage is like stand-up comedy. Plus they're like a punk band, plus he was like, it's funny, like the stage was connected to a bar, like this place called Richards on Richards. And he jumped in the bar and took all the bottles of beer and stuff and smashed it all. And I was like, oh! And then my next band was exactly like that. I always did stuff like that. And I couldn't believe it. And then they came out and they're signing stuff. And the singer was making out with everybody. He was making out with guys or girls. He kissed me on my mouth. And now I'm friends with him and his wife, so I just won't talk to her about that part. He was like tongue kissing everybody. It was so shocking to me. I couldn't believe it. Then we toured with him and he was still doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This whole shtick.
Yeah.
Didn't change.
Yeah.
What was the question?
Best concert you've ever been to.
I think the one that just kind of like had the most build up for me was there's this band that we kind of like became friends with when we were just starting our band. It was called Test Icicles, and then I like went to England to meet them,
Wow.
and we kind of became friends on the internet, and like pretty much like moved there, like meet them and get to know like England scene, so that we could go tour in England. And then as soon as we saw them play, it was just like, holy crap, they're actually awesome. It was just kind of like a lot of build ups.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty much like,
Then we toured with him.
and then we ended up touring with them.
On their
Still
farewell